Picture this. It's 2:13 a.m. You're staring at your phone, your thumb hovering over the screen. The blue light illuminates your face in the darkness. You've already sent 3 messages. Long ones, honest ones, emotional ones. You explained yourself. You apologized for things you didn't even do. You told her how much she means to you. You poured your heart out, thinking that if you just said the right words, she'd understand. And the silence on the other end feels hostile. Not angry, not sad, just empty. Like you're screaming into a void that refuses to acknowledge you exist. You tell yourself you're fighting for love. You tell yourself this is what effort looks like, what commitment means. You've seen it in movies, heard it in songs. But deep down, something feels wrong, because the harder you try to hold on, the faster she slips away. It's like trying to grip water. The tighter your fist, the less you hold. And what I'm about to tell you, my friend, my brother, is the truth most men learn too late, often after they've already destroyed what they were trying to save. Women don't hate effort. They hate begging. All men are taught the same lie, that if you show how much you care, if you humble yourself, if you fight hard enough, she'll finally see your value. We're told that persistence means never giving up, that love conquers all, that vulnerability is strength. So you kneel emotionally. You expose your fear. You hand her your dignity and call it love. You think you're being brave, being honest, being real. But the illusion breaks quietly because the moment you beg, something inside her shuts down. Not consciously, not maliciously, biologically. It's not a decision she makes. It's a switch that flips without her permission, without her awareness. Every woman says she wants honesty. Every woman says she wants effort. Every woman says she wants a man who communicates, who's emotionally available, who fights for the relationship. But none of them, and I mean none, are attracted to a man who looks like he's about to emotionally collapse without her. The words say one thing. The biology responds to another. You weren't rejected for caring. You were rejected for lowering yourself. You were rejected the moment you made her the center of your universe, and yourself the satellite orbiting her gravity. This isn't romance. It's biology. It's evolution. It's thousands of years of programming that doesn't care about modern ideals or social narratives. Women are hardwired, programmed at a neurological level, to assess strength under pressure. For thousands of years, attraction meant survival, and a man who breaks emotionally signals danger. Not physical danger, but something deeper, genetic instability. Begging communicates 3 things to the primitive brain: no options, no emotional self-regulation, and no leverage. It tells her nervous system that you have no other choices, that you can't control your emotions, that you have no power in the dynamic. Neurologically, it activates a disgust response, the same circuitry tied to instability and threat. This isn't conscious. This isn't rational. This is the reptilian brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. Persistence is processed differently. Persistence says, I know what I want, and I'll continue forward with or without you. One is desperation, the other is certainty. One communicates scarcity, the other communicates abundance. Certainty triggers dopamine, the molecule of motivation and desire. Begging triggers avoidance, the response to threat and instability. This isn't cruelty, it's not manipulation, it's not games. It's a biological imperative that existed long before civilization, long before dating apps, long before anyone told you to just be yourself and communicate your feelings. Here's where men get confused, where the trap is perfectly disguised. Begging and persistence can look similar on the surface, but emotionally they are opposites. They're separated by a razor's edge that most men can't see until they have already crossed it. Begging is reactive. Persistence is grounded. Begging is fear-driven. Persistence is outcome-independent. When you beg, your voice changes. It gets higher, faster, more urgent. Your words accelerate. Your emotional center collapses. You can feel yourself losing control, and so can she. Her nervous system feels it instantly. The female brain is exceptional at detecting emotional incongruence. She has evolutionary equipment specifically designed to read the subtle shifts in your tone, your body language, your energy. She senses that your survival feels tied to her response, and attraction dies the moment it becomes responsibility. The moment you make her responsible for your emotional stability, she stops being your partner and becomes your therapist, your mother, your caretaker. And no woman wants to mother the man she's supposed to desire. Persistence doesn't ask. It states, and then it moves on. Same action on the outside, completely different emotional posture on the inside. One seeks validation, the other offers invitation. Let me be specific, because most men think they're being persistent when they're actually begging. Begging looks like long emotional paragraphs after short replies. It's typing out your feelings for 10 minutes after she sends you K. It's repeatedly asking, "Are we okay?" every time there's silence. It's apologizing for having feelings, for needing attention, for existing as a human being with emotional needs. It's staying after disrespect, after she crosses your boundaries, after she treats you like an option, after she demonstrates through her actions that you don't matter. And it's negotiating your boundaries, explaining why you deserve basic respect, convincing her that you're worth treating well. Persistence looks different. It looks like making an invitation once, calmly, clearly, confidently, accepting silence without panic, walking away without punishment, letting absence speak louder than words, and continuing your life unchanged. Persistence means your mood doesn't shift based on her response. Your plans don't change. Your value doesn't fluctuate. You remain stable regardless of her instability. Begging asks for mercy. Persistence assumes value. One says, "Please don't leave me." The other says, "I'd love for you to stay, but I'm fine either way." Feel the difference? That gap between those two statements is the difference between attraction and repulsion. A man sends a message, "Please don't do this. I'll change. I promise. Just tell me what you need and I'll be that. I can't lose you." He believes he's showing devotion. He thinks he's proving his commitment. What she feels is pressure, emotional weight, the collapse of polarity. Her attraction doesn't fade dramatically. It evaporates instantly. Because now she's not choosing you. She's managing you. She's trying to figure out how to let you down without you falling apart. She's calculating how to exit without causing damage. And no woman wants to manage desire. No woman wants to be responsible for whether a grown man can regulate his emotions. Desire is supposed to be effortless, natural, pulled by magnetic force. The moment it becomes work, it dies. Modern culture set you up for this failure. Movies told you to fight, to show up at her house in the rain, to give grand speeches, to never give up. Therapy told you to express, to be vulnerable, to communicate your feelings, to talk about everything. Social narratives told you persistence means never letting go, that if you truly love someone, you chase them to the ends of the earth. But no one warned you about the threshold. No one told you there's a line, invisible but absolute, and past that line, effort turns into self-erasure. Society rewards emotional exposure in men, celebrates it, demands it. But female attraction still runs on ancient software that hasn't been updated in thousands of years. So men are encouraged to beg and then punished for it. That contradiction destroys men quietly. It breaks them without anyone noticing. They do what they're told, follow the advice, and then wonder why they're alone. Let me tell you about a man. He did everything right according to modern relationship advice. He listened, he adjusted, he compromised on things that mattered to him. When she pulled away, he doubled down. Flowers, apologies, emotional availability, quality time. He read the articles. He tried harder. He became exactly what she said she wanted. And one day she said, "I don't know. I just lost feelings. You're a great guy, but the spark is gone." He was devastated, confused. He'd done everything right. The truth is simple, though painful. Respect eroded first. Attraction followed. Not because he was bad, but because he abandoned himself. He traded his backbone for approval. He sacrificed his boundaries for peace. He made her comfort more important than his dignity. This is how it always ends when you beg. You beg, she pulls back. You escalate effort. She becomes colder. Dopamine shuts down in her brain. Avoidance increases. Resentment builds on both sides. Hers toward you for the pressure, yours toward her for not appreciating your effort. Until one day she's gone, and you're left replaying every message, every conversation, every moment, asking why it wasn't enough. It was never about effort. It was about power. It was about who needed who more. And the moment she knew you needed her more than she needed you, it was over. Here's the bitter truth that will set you free if you let it. If losing her would destroy you, she already has too much control. Women don't hate effort. They hate effort without self-respect. They don't desire men who need them to feel whole, because desire requires imbalance in a specific direction. Someone must be willing to walk away. Someone must have the power to say no. Love that costs you, your spine is not love. It's fear. It's attachment. It's codependency dressed up in romantic language. Real love doesn't diminish you. It doesn't require you to shrink. It doesn't demand you abandon your standards. Another man. Same situation. Same distance growing between them. But this time, no pleading. He states his desire once. I enjoy our time together, and I'd like to continue this. Let me know when you're ready to invest the same energy I am. Then he withdraws. No anger, no punishment, no chasing, no checking her social media, no analyzing her posts for hidden meanings. He focuses on his life, his mission, his purpose. He goes to the gym. He works on his business. He spends time with friends. He dates other women. He doesn't sit around waiting for her to decide his worth. Weeks later, she reaches out. Not because he begged, but because he didn't. Not because he chased, but because he stopped. Absence restored value. Silence restored polarity. Mystery rekindled curiosity. And suddenly she's wondering why you're not wondering about her. So listen carefully, brother. This is the formula, the code, the truth, desire without dependence, interest without attachment, presence without need. State desire once, clearly, confidently, without apology. Never chase resistance. If she's pulling away, let her pull away. Withdraw calmly, let silence work. Build a life that doesn't require approval. Not hers, not anyone's. Become so focused on your purpose that her presence is a bonus, not a necessity. Persistence is not chasing. Persistence is self-respect in motion. It's continuing to build your value regardless of who's watching. It's knowing that if she leaves, someone else will arrive, because your worth isn't determined by one person's opinion. Begging says, choose me so I can survive. Persistence says, I'll survive either way. I'll thrive either way. Your presence is welcomed, but not required for my happiness. Every woman feels that difference instantly. Her nervous system detects it before her conscious mind registers it. One makes her feel trapped. The other makes her feel free. And ironically, the freedom is what makes her stay. The man who doesn't beg never has to explain his value. His actions, his presence, his calm certainty communicate everything she needs to know. And the man who walks away with dignity, who knows his worth without her confirmation, is the one who is never forgotten. He becomes the standard by which she measures every man after. Not because he loved her more, but because he loved himself enough to let her go. That's the truth they don't teach you. That's the lesson learned through pain. And now you know